Hi everyone. For this event, I want to share with you how to create the color palettes, like different color palettes. So some of them, some colors are coming like as you see in tubes, and most of them they are like colors that are like pure. They are not mixed with white or with other colors or with black or with gray. So what it's very important is to create your color palette as an artist, like practically to be your signature. So today we're gonna work with the main colors, the yellow, red, and blue. And besides this, we need to have the white and the black. It's a subject that I didn't touch too deep into the course because it's like, for example, today we're gonna touch something and it's just there are another 2 hours. So the more I go deep into a subject, the more the course we're gonna extend, and at some point already I think it's a little bit too long for some people, and I think it's good to do some these events that can go a little bit deeper. And also for you, obviously, you have the inspiration in the course, you have an idea, but you can go a little bit deeper in your practice. And this you're gonna see if you start to work every day or every week, every time you can, because I know that there are so many things to do. There is so much competition in a lot of offers that are around us. But the more you paint, the more you practice, the more deeper you're gonna go into a subject, into an area, and you're gonna discover things that you're gonna be amazed. So sometimes it's very, maybe you didn't realize, or maybe yes, that some paintings, you don't know exactly what you like them. Maybe the composition, it's not something that is very, very, let's say, appealing or interesting, but still you are attracted by the painting, and that it's because of the colors. Sometimes it's very interesting because I was listening a podcast about the influence of the colors. I'm really, really fascinated about the colors. And they was a psychologist and was saying that we like colors that in childhood we associate with a nice event. For example, something that really blew my mind was that, for example, if your mom had like a nice dress, and she in one particular day she was very loving you, like kissing you and giving you like a good feeling, you're gonna associate that good feeling with the color of the dress of your mom. And after that, in adulthood, you're gonna love that color, but you aren't gonna know why. It's very deep into our subconscious. That's why sometimes we like a painting, or we like, let's say, a decoration in a house, because we have in the subconscious that nice feeling. It's giving you a nice feeling, but you don't know why. So it's very interesting. That's why we are like different, and the color that I like maybe you don't like. It's not right or wrong, it's just what it is, because we have different backgrounds, our moms were different colors. So I'm inviting you in this few hours to practically discover colors. And how we do that is, like, first we start to mix these colors, we create other colors, and after that we're gonna mix them with white and black, and also with gray when we start to mix these two. I have to say, I realize that I have a preference for pastel colors. So all the colors mixed with white. They're a bit more lighter, they're a bit more softer, but in the same time, I like to combine after that the soft with a bold color, something that makes contrast, because as I'm saying in the course all over is that in art it's very important to have some contrast, otherwise it's something that it's a bit dull. There are exceptions, definitely are exceptions, and like also I said, in art there isn't right or wrong. It's something that maybe wasn't discovered, wasn't used yet, so you have like plenty, infinite possibilities to still discover. So now I'm gonna switch the camera, and we're gonna have the view towards what I'm doing. So what I'm using here, like I said, I have these three colors, and after that white and black. I have a color palette that can be tear off. So I really like these ones because are very cheap and easy to use. But also I have like a piece of paper where I can put the colors that I like and I create. You can use like these small ones. Normally I use small ones when I'm doing like a color palette, and I'm gonna work with that. I use these ones, but now because we have like more possibilities and more colors to create, I'm gonna use the big one. Let's see, I'm gonna put it here. You want to make sure that you see everything, and you need a knife, a palette knife, and also like a small brush. This is more to combine, to mix the colors, because if you do it with the brush, you start to have like accumulate a lot of color on the brush, and it's not so nice. So normally I do it with this, and obviously a lot of paper that we can clean the palette, the knife. So at the beginning, I'm gonna put the colors on another paper, so I have some space here to mix, and the colors I'm gonna put it in another tear off page. And you don't have to put too much black. It's always, when you add black, you don't need to put too much because it's very, very intense. I have white, probably I have to put a bit more. You can always put a bit more. And here another thing about the colors, I don't know if you know or not. You see that they have here like this square. Normally it's a square, and sometimes they have stars. So what does it mean? Here means this one, the empty square, means that the color, it's quite transparent, and in general yellow it's quite transparent, and here it's semi-transparent. And the stars means like how the viscosity of the color. Some of them they're heavy body, some they're a little bit more fluid. This is like a medium because like 3 stars, it's obviously very thick, and this and one it's a bit more fluid. So here we have like a kind of medium consistency. So I have here red, yellow, I put, let's say, quite a lot because we're gonna we need to create a lot of colors. Maybe I'm gonna put a bit more red. So seems that red already wants to create something. So I take a little bit of red, and so that's why you need the paper, but because you need all the time to take the color. And now I take more or less the same amount of yellow. We start with the same amount. Obviously more or less because it's very hard to have the same quantity. And now I'm taking also red, and I combine it with blue, and I take a little bit of white, maybe a bit more, and combine it with a bit of black. You see that the black here I put very little because it's very intense. And now I'm starting with this. I'm creating the gray. I'm gonna need the gray for a combination of these two. And we have here like this very light gray. So it's always, like I said, good to start with very little black, because if you want to put more, you take more and you're gonna have like much more intense the gray. There's so many shades of gray, depending on how much white, how much black. So now it's a little bit more like, let's say, almost in the middle of the spectrum. If you think from white to black, this color, this kind of green, it's a little bit in the middle. So now we can mix these two. I have to say that orange is not really my color, but like pure, like this combination. But when I start to mix it with white, start to be nice for me. Obviously, you can add more red, you can add also black, and you can see the combination. We're gonna do this, but for the moment I want to mix also the red and blue. And here it's happening the same. You have a kind of purple, which is a bit more towards blue, I would say here. If you put more red, we're gonna be obviously more reddish. But already, this is a color that actually I like. And obviously we have the combination between yellow and blue, and I want to do that also. Took a bit too much. For me, this is very meditative and very relaxing. And also it's I'm following this feeling of like a child, of curiosity, and see what I'm discovering, which are the colors that I discover. If you want to do it really, really nerdy, you can obviously measure the quantities that you put. For me, that's a bit too much. You can mix, you can write the colors that you mix, but I have to say that for me that is taking me out from from exploration, because I start to go in this like very rational mind, okay, to organize, to write. I'm not saying that this is bad, I'm just saying that in my case, because I know people that are doing this and I'm very grateful. It's nice if you enjoy that thing. I had somebody that actually that did that in a workshop, and I was very grateful that she wrote all the mixing, all the colors. So it's nice also when you have somebody that is passionate about that. So now we have the mix. I actually really like this green, and I think it's even nicer when you mix it with white. But now let's see. So I'm taking a little bit of this orange, and now I'm gonna add white. Add very little and see what is happening. So already this combination, it's a bit clearer than this one. And now I want to take a bit more from this, put here. And I add even more white. And almost is going towards like pinkish. For me, this are the colors that I start to like. So you see how much white I put, like let's say double, and also from here I'm taking a little bit, and now I take a bit and put here. I want to combine with gray and with black. You can also combine black directly with this, and we're gonna do. But now I want to put a bit of grayish here. And these start to be these neutrals that I really, really love, because they are like very unique colors. It's like depends a lot of your combination. Now I feel like putting a little bit more pink here. I want this gray to be a bit more pinkish. And now I'm gonna put here just a little bit of black, very little, because I know that all the time I can put more, but I cannot take. So now you see how it's influencing, just very, very little. In general, when you want to mix with black, always put very little. And after that you add more if you need. This is almost similar with this, but there is a little bit a difference. I don't know if you see it well. I think there is a little difference. And I actually want to have it a bit more darker. I like this one. Now I'm gonna try to put it on a white paper with the brush. See, because it looks a bit different when you put it. It's almost like brownish here. And let's see this one. Looks almost the same. Very, very, very little difference. And this is my favorite one. And this is also nice. So what I want to do now, it's maybe to add a little bit more black on this one, because I want to have one that it's a bit more darker. So to find the colors, your favorite palette, and to create with that, it's very important because that makes, it's giving you like as an artist, like let's say your fingertip, your voice is like very easy to be recognized. I have to say that I'm not staying too much with the color palette. I love so much all the colors that it's very difficult to stay with one color, but I know artists that they really like to stay with for a long time with the same color palette. And if you want to sell art, for me, I'm like more into teaching, so I'm not too much into selling. I don't do too many efforts in that direction. If you want to sell art, it's important to have your voice, your like image easy recognizable, and that it's like through the composition, obviously, and also through the colors. So now I have this, it's actually a very nice, let's say, muddy color. In some point in my life, I didn't like too much the muddy colors, but now I start to like them because it depends how you combine them. They're really, really nice. So for example, now if I take this and I put a little bit more white, I like this beige. Now I'm doing exactly what I said you to not do, mixing with the brush. But yeah, I wanted to do it faster. So now this color I really, really like. It's very, very warm color. Like I said, for me, you always have to think that we have different preferences and we are influenced by the environment and obviously what happened in our childhood. So this is one of the combination, and now I want to do a little bit more, like to take from this one. I'm gonna go with this one on another paper. So here I'm gonna put a bit, because this was very dark, and now I'm gonna put a bit of black. So if you need brown and you don't have it, it's how you do it. Like you have like yellow, red and black, and you see that you have a very nice color here, nice brownish. And obviously the more red you put, you have more like almost this terracotta. And now I'm doing this one here. This is a very nice brown. I know if you don't like the browns, don't worry, we get also to the violet, which is a nice color. I just want to add to this one, to add a bit more red, and to do this almost like terracotta. I think was a bit too much red, so I put a little bit more from this one. And maybe a little bit more black. Okay, let's see. Oh, I really like this color. So you see the colors now, they are like really really interesting. I really love this one. I mean, I like all of them. They're so nice. And I want to add now to this one. Now I start to get super excited because I love this one. And I want to see what is happening when I add a little bit of white. So you can do this like almost all day because you can wonder what's happening all the time, and you can stay with these colors like forever. And now it's going again towards pink, but has like a nice grayish influence from the black. So here we went from yellow, red, we create this orange and we add the black. And after that, with all that, we add the white and we went here. And you see, also we add here white, but it's a little bit different. Here we add grayish and here like black, very little, but it's like a little bit different than this one. Okay. And now I want to do a little bit more white. Just a little bit. Maybe a bit more. I think I have to add a bit more white to my palette. And now we have a really nice, very soft pink. Let's put it also here. So this started with, it's very interesting because started with the orange. So I'm gonna put the orange also here, this one, because I don't have it. I have this one which was here, but this is the main orange that we start with, which is not bad. This is like really bold. So what I like to do is like mixing like these neutral colors with a bold one, and bold one can be like this kind of orange. You see that it's very very bold, very like screaming, and this one are a little bit like more muted. And just to fill up this space, I want to add a little bit more white to bit of pink. So you can go to really very, very light color, and we have it here, which also I really like this. So let's say these are like just a few of the neutrals that you can create from base colors. Practically, you don't need to buy thousands of colors. You need to have like large quantity of all this yellow, red, and blue, white and black. And after that, you can create like so many that are like neutral colors and are like unique colors. Because the most interesting is when we see a color that it's like something that is not like everybody has it, so it's a bit unique, let's say. So now I'm gonna play with this. Here we had red and blue, and we have this violet. And I'm gonna start here to create some neutrals. So I take a little bit of this, and first I'm adding, let's add the white, very little. Now for me, all these violet are so nice. I like all the violet colors, neutrals, like shades, everything that it has like violet on it. And yeah, it's almost like therapy to create, to work with this. Now I take a little bit more white. And imagine that now we have here like a mix of let's say half blue, half red. But if you have more blue or more red, you have another let's say shade of violet, and from there you can create different shades of these ones. So that's why I'm saying that it's like infinite possibilities, because depending on the quantities, you can create other shades. So now I want to take a bit of this and add some gray. And I'm not sure with the camera if it's so visible, but if you do it for yourself, obviously you're gonna see it much better. Looks maybe similar with this one, but it's different. There is like a little difference there. And now I want to take, first I want to put them here. Let's do this family. So this is the violet family. And we start with the initial color. Sometimes you don't have to wash the brush. I just clean it with the paper. And now I take the next one. Here we add a bit of white. And after that, more white. Oh, this is so nice. Such a nice neutral color. And here we add a gray. So I know that looks like quite grayish, but has, like you see also here I add a gray, and you see that there is a difference. This has a little bit more orange, and this is like towards violet. So now what I want to do is to take again a little bit of this initial color, and I'm gonna do something different. I'm gonna add more blue now. So I have a violet that it's more towards bluish. Okay, I think it's a bit too much bluish, so I'm gonna add a bit more of this. So yeah, just a little bit different. And let's see how this looks like. It's almost like petrol. Yeah, I also like this one. It's nice. It's very hard to say that I don't like a color too much. Okay, and now I want to add this one white. And now it's a kind of a blue grayish with very little touch of violet. On the other side, if we take this and I'm adding a bit of red, I start to go again towards the initial color, but it's a bit more reddish of what I have here. So you see how you can circulate with the colors, and finally you can go back to the initial one, depending on how much color you put. Okay, and now I want to add some black. We didn't add at all black, and see what is happening. Because if you add gray or black, it's a bit different. It's not exactly the same. Okay, let's see. Here is the black combined with this violet. Yeah, that's interesting also. And now I want to put a bit even more red. Oh, yeah, I kind of mixed here the colors. Because I want to go towards like a kind of violet that it's like more towards reddish. I think now I want to add white. I'm going around the page. So now I take a little bit of this and let's see which is the color resulting. So now I think that is going towards pinkish, but it's a bit different than this one. So now I'm going towards the colors that actually I like more. I want to see this one, because these are the light colors where I add the white, and now I want to go in that direction. So I'm taking a little bit of this and more white. Okay, more pinkish. But now you see, because I'm staying at this color, practically they are from the same family. So you, for example, in an artwork that you have already a lot of colors, but it's missing something, like a little touch of like maybe darker or lighter color. You want to bring more light, let's say. You can take a color from your color palette that you already use in the artwork and you add white. You won't gonna have like a big difference, but you light up the artwork because you keep the colors from the same family. So here I put the white, but I wanted to have it a bit more lighter to see better the difference. Yeah, something like this. Yeah, I really like also this family, the violet family. So let's have this here. And now I'm gonna take another page because I already use almost all the space here. Ooh, making a mess here. Let's see if I can do less mess. Covering the mess. Okay, so now we work with the green, and here I need to put more white. I really, like I said, I really love the combination with the white, so I'm using quite a lot. Cleaning a bit the tools. And here we are. So now I take quite a lot of this green, and I'm gonna mix it with white first. And we start to have this pastel colors from the 60s, I think. And now I'm gonna put here a little bit and here that I want to mix with gray and black. So let's take gray first. Interesting. I kind of like this. I have to say that I'm not working too much with green. Maybe I should create a series with green. And now I'm taking some black and mix it with this. Oh, I like this combination. So you see, this is a very strong black. It's so strong. And here it is. It's a bit darker than this gray. And now what I want to do with the green is because it's really almost towards like yellowish. I want to separate a bit and put here more yellow, and another one here put more blue. See what is happening. So let's see, with more yellow. And we start to go towards these lime colors. And I want to go a bit more down with the yellow. And here I'm gonna put more. And you can continue like this till you get back to the yellow. That's why I said that you can circulate back from the mix of two colors back to the one or of another that you use. So now I take a little bit of this and I put even more yellow. I took a little bit too much yellow, but I wanted to make like a more radical jump. I think this is this very nice like lime color. I love this color. Yeah, it's super nice. And here from this one, so this was the initial one that I have here. I'm gonna take a little bit and put with blue, and after that even more blue. Let's see, where is this going? So now we start to create these turquoise colors, because I started to add more blue. And you have like obviously a few shades of turquoise. And now I want to add a lot of blue. And this is slightly different. I'm gonna put even more. And what's interesting is when you start to mix the neutrals, like this violet with this blue or this green with this pink, it's then starts to be a little bit crazy. And you forget, then it's when you have to write something, because you don't remember what you mix. Okay, now I want to put this onto the paper. I really like the combination. So initially we had this color is the same. We start with this green. And after that we went to the adding a bit of white. Gray. And black. So these are the main neutrals when you mix with white, gray and black. And after that you have the neutrals that you mix with the other colors. So here I add a little bit more yellow, and here a little bit more blue. This is a very intense green. Now we start to go towards lighter, and obviously I like it a lot. I really love this. What I want to do now is to mix a little bit of this with white. And this is like my ultimate favorite color. Everything mixed with white. Yeah. Okay, and now we go the mixing with the blue. So here I put very little blue, I think. And here I start to add a bit more and start to go towards turquoise. I don't know if I really put blue here because it looks like so different, so the same with this one. And here I put quite a lot of blue, and you see it's much more turquoise. And now I want to mix this one with white, obviously. Let's see. And we start to have like kind of sky color, almost. Very light turquoise. And I'm tempting to, because I think it's really the same color this with this one, I want to mix this one with white. This is a bit more dark turquoise. I want to put it on the top of this one because it's the same. Yeah, so this is the green family. So you see from green you can have so many different colors, and these are just a little of them. Now what I want to show you is that I'm gonna do another one here. When you can mix, I'm very curious to mix this one with a little bit of this. So now we have like a super far away neutrals from the initial colors. And like I said, this is the moment when you want to write a mix. I don't write anything because for me it's like when I need a color, I just start to create. I don't like to go to my catalog and see which are the color and which are the mix, because like I said, I'm getting out from the flow. But if you want to do that, by all means, just take like a block and write the colors that you like to combine, and see how it's working. So now I want to combine this with this. They're very nice anyway together. like I think it's like a kind of grayish. Okay. And what else? Now the combination starts to be a bit like muddy, not in a bad way, but because there are so many combined inside, is that you don't know what it's what. So I will stop here, and because we have all these colors now, like I said, if you have some pages like from, let's say, from the books, normally I take like all books that I don't use anymore. I'm starting to do this collage paper. So when I start to create the mixed media, I have like a lot of variations of colors. So let's see, where is the book? Oh, it's nice. Sometimes I find things that I press here. So why I'm using the books, first is that it's nice to let like some words to be visible. Second, we have so many books that they're old already. We've read them, and it's they're in the library that you don't know what to do with them anymore. So I like to give them another life. And maybe depending on how much color you use, maybe you don't have enough colors, but you can, like exactly like we did, you can create more colors. So now it's good to take a brush that it's a bit bigger, like something like this. This is like number 16 and quite flat. And normally I don't put too much water. I just wash the brush, so it's a bit washed, but I don't put water into the colors, because practically the more water you put, the easier to tear off the paper, and I don't want to do that. But in the same time, also if you have too much water in the brush and in the color is transparent, so I don't want to have it transparent. I want to have it like to cover the text. Sometimes it's nice to let some words. So for example, you can surround like a word and you let it there. If not, you just pass over. And like I said, if you want it more transparent, you take a bit of water and you can see the text. Like here it's like just more watery, also easier to break the paper. And here it's more like I put a bit more color. You can do like half-half, because if you want to work with a page that it's like a bit transparent. And after that, I'm gonna put them to dry. And also you can mix some colors if you want in the same page. Normally I don't wash the brush, because I want to have it a bit more like dirty randomness, not like machine made paper, like something more improvised. But I do put from the same colors from the same family, So now, especially that we have so many colors that we create, I like to use all the shades, maybe from the same family on a page. And this is working very nicely also with packaging paper. So this is like a packaging paper. And what I want to try this time, it's something, can be like different colors because doesn't matter. Here I have this one, even if it's very fine. I'm gonna take a piece. If you see that it's very fine, the paper, I really don't use any water. So now I have it a bit watery. I'm gonna dry it with the paper. I take all the water from the brush. And you can either put the color that it's like the same, like this one, like from the same family, I mean, like for example a pink, or you can put a color that makes a contrast. So I'm gonna try something that makes a contrast, because sometimes when it's like, if you fold it, it's nice to maybe not try to cover all, just pass a little bit with the brush, so very gently, you don't press. And you have this kind of marks. So here you see I press more, and it's like you cover completely. But if you just gently pass over, I'm not pressing, I just let the weight of the brush, like, and I pass it over. So no pressing, no nothing. And also this is a nice collage paper because you can see the paper below, and you have like this effect, like almost broken of the other color. And I'm gonna try also on this color. So for me, for example, these are packaging paper. Everything that is coming packaged, I'm looking at the paper and it's like, oh, that can be interesting. I keep them. So at some point I find something to do with them. And let's see what's working with this. I would put maybe, let's try I think I'm gonna try this turquoise. Also, I have more of it. I really like this effect. Also, you can put it in the other direction. Okay, so this is something. You can also combine some other colors if you want. You can put like different colors, a bit more whitish. Okay. And another thing that I wanted to try, this is baking paper. The same, I want to do it very, very folded. I like the transparency of this paper. And I want to try different things, so I'm gonna take one. So here, because it's transparent, let's see, maybe I put this pink. I really like these colors. Normally are the colors that I'm working with. So I'm taking the pink from here. So the brush has to be like, it's not good to have it like supercharged. It's good to take the brush. So here I take a lot of paper, a lot of color, but that's not good because it's too charged. So I have a bit less, like clean a bit the brush on the color. And again, let's see. And now a little bit more darker. This is that accent that I did. It's the color that it's a bit like bricks. Yeah, I really love this one. And when it's dry, I can cut it and use it for the collage. Okay, and the other piece. I want to try something with, this is oil pastel, burnt umber, so from Jackson, and it's like oil. So I want to try to see how it's working. I never tried this, so I'm just not so happy with what's coming out. It's always good to try things, but it's not this is not what I don't like too much. So now, because I don't like it, I can do something on the top, and I think I'm gonna use this color. So even if I don't like it, actually I like the effect that it's creating below the other colors. So it's not like plain white, it's something happened, it's some history there. And I always like to have use for collage, to use paper that has some history, something happened there before I use it. Like leftovers, let's say. Okay, and a bit of accent. Maybe I take a bit more this darker one. Okay. Another one. And for now, I want to use these colors, a bit warm colors, for the papers. Because with this we can, and the other ones that we create, like the books, we can create some marks after that on them. But for the moment, I just want to use all these colors that I create here. I created here, so I'm covering these pages. This also, it's in my opinion, it's a bit relaxing because you don't have to think like something that you have to do for the moment. It's just like painting, relaxing. No right or wrong here. And normally what I'm doing is like when I create like these colors, I'm like looking for a color, or I have like I painted maybe something else and I have a color palette on this tier of paper. Practically it's leftover color that I'm using to create this pages, book pages. And after that, when I'm working like mixed media, I'm going to these pages that are painted maybe a month ago or 3 months ago, or and I'm taking from there what I need. Because always you're gonna have some colors, leftover colors when you paint, and it's a pity to throw them away, you know. And to be sincere, is like always I like to have this paper, so that's why sometimes you see that they are like mixed colors like I'm doing now, because I'm using practically the leftovers. And if you want, you can cover completely the page like till the edge, or if not, you just let it like it is, like I'm doing it, just a little bit, mainly in the middle. So let's see what else I have here. This orange. And more orange. It's like cleaning the brush on this paper. Sometimes I have to say that I'm making a mess. That I'm using also these papers where I really clean the brush. So you see that this is like when I clean before, when I create this. And sometimes they are so nice that I really use this paper, because finally for the mixed media doesn't really matter the paper. The more weird it is and interesting, the better. So I take the piece that I like more, and maybe if needed, I just add more color, like for example here, so I complete the empty spaces. So you see, you can practically use everything that you have at hand. This is a nice, actually, these tissues. This is kitchen table, like kitchen paper, sorry. And you can use anything. Doesn't have to be a fancy paper that is super expensive, or yeah, anything. You can create with everything you have at hand, and I really love that. So here we have like another paper. When it's dry, it's really nice to use because it's soft and it's very easy to glue, to like embed in your artworks. I have to say that I don't like too much the papers that are very thick. Just if I have, like, maybe I'm working on canvas, there it's like, it's okay. But for the small mixed media on watercolor paper, I don't use very thick papers because they stick out too much, and I don't really enjoy that. If you do, just go ahead, it's amazing. But me personally, I don't like it too much. I try a few times, but I didn't enjoy too much the result. I really like this one. Okay, let's see what, still have a few colors here. These are a bit more neutral colors. And after that, when these are dry, we can come back to them and do some marks on them. You see that I'm trying to stay to like the same family colors, because if you have too much diversity in this collage paper, it's a bit confusing after that when you want to create, because you're gonna have other colors from your artwork. And if this is very colorful and you have a lot of variation, and with your artwork having a lot of variation there of colors, starts to be confusing. So I'm trying to keep them like from the same family, also because I'm gonna add some marks on these ones. These are these neutral colors that we created. I really like also these greens. These are very nice to combine after that with mark making, especially with white. When I like color, I do it everywhere almost. Actually, I like more this olive, but I don't have too much of it. Okay, and maybe another one or two. Okay, and the last one. Okay, so now I'm gonna go back to the ones that are dry and we can start to make some marks. First, I'm gonna clean this, and after that, I'm gonna start with the marks. These are the pages that they are like dry. I put them a little bit in a book. They're not completely dry, but the ones that are dry, I put them a bit on the book so they get flat again. But also, if they are not flat, you can work with them. So they're like different colors, And like I said, they're not completely dry. I just want to make them a bit flattish, but yeah, there isn't enough time to wait for them to dry. You can use a hair dryer, and then it's a bit faster. Okay, so before they dry completely, I want to show you the materials that I'm going to use, like things that I gather from around the house. Some of them I created, and some of them, like this, is the shower sponge, or I don't know how to name it. So this, we're going to do something with this. I have something from the filter, like vacuum filter, and I wanted to try. This is yeah, it can be an interesting like print, like to put some colors and see what is coming out. After that, I have something that I bought, so this you can do some interesting marks with this. You can combine things that you find around the house and things that you obviously can buy. Here I have something that I did. This is like a circle from tape, and after that I cut some linoleum and pieces, and I glue them on this, and you can do like a nice interesting effect on the paper. Here it's from my dog, like a little bowl that you can also do some interesting shapes and marks. And this is also something that I did. It's I put together a few brushes, and you can do like some marks also with that. And also I have here like a few this is oil pastel, no color, aquarelle. Some of are wax, and some of them they're aquarelle. So if they're aquarelle, that means that, let's see, this is aquarelle. That means that, for example, when you put it on the paper and put water, the color we're gonna spread, and you have like a nice, almost is disappearing the mark. So you can work with that. And the other ones that are not aquarelle, let me see if I think here all of them they're aquarelle. No, this is the same color, but this is wax oil. So this I put it on the paper, and now if I put water, nothing is happening. So this is water soluble. This is, they say it's neo color aquarelle, and this is also no color, but it's like wax oil pastel. So this is the difference. And we can play also with these ones. And what else? I have some, this is like Rembrandt. It's like soft pastel. So this is a bit like the chalk. So you put it on the paper, and after that you see it's like a little dust, and you can spread it nicely. Like with a finger or something else. And if you put the water, this is happening. It's spreading a bit, but it's like more, because this is like a pigment, and it's a bit more, you see, like staying like interesting there where the pigment it's staying, interesting marks, like something like this. So these are different things. And after that, let me see, other thing that we can use. This is the oil. So this is really oily, and let's see if I can find the same color. Oh, doesn't matter. So maybe this one. This is very intense, and this is oily, the touch. So for example, if I want to spread it, it's spreading also, but it's very oily, very intense. And obviously if you put water, it's almost, you see, repelling the water. So this is not spreading, and you cannot really paint over it. Just if you put like some medium, like transparent medium on the top of it, like when you glue in the papers, also you can put that medium. I'm gonna show you the medium. I have one here that I took with me on holidays, and it's this one. So fluid medium can be matte, or this is satin matte, and if you put it on the top of all this, you can practically paint over. Also, I want to show you two things that I discovered lately, and I'm really happy with them. It's an old thing that can be used like new thing. The Tipex, I don't know how you read it. I think it's a bit different in each country. So they come in different formats, and this is the tape. And this is like, it's like a pen, but it's very intense, and you have to press. Here it's a bit like it's making like a belly, and when you write, you really have to press on it, and it's very intense. It's like I'm using it over acrylic, over watercolor, over everything. And this one, the classical, the tape, and this is working like over everything. It's just that it's still a bit there wet because I put the water. So let me see. I want to put it over something. I mean, we can already start to make some marks. I put this paper for you to see better, to not see all this mess, but now I have this here. So now I want to make some marks here, and then I'm gonna try with this. So this is not like perfect. If you want like perfect shapes of this, it's not really working so well, but for me, because I really love, I don't like perfection. I like that this imperfection, and I like when it's not like, you see, it has these things that are not perfect. So this can work like marks. I'm trying to make it perfect for those that need perfection. And you have some nice marks here. You can go like long or short, or like very little. Yeah, this I use it also in my monolith series and big canvas, and it's very nice. I really like the effect. I'm super happy with the discovery. Also, you can go like around. I'm gonna do like, yeah, it's like, that's the thing. You have to be prepared if you like perfection, that it's not working perfectly. But I think it's really nice, the effect. And imagine you can even write over it. So this is another paper. We start to accumulate the papers. Maybe I take this because I don't need it for the moment. And I can put it here. And I want to do something with this. So you see, let's see, maybe on this one. You can bend it a bit and they go back. And this is like, you can use it like to make dots, or you can, if you press more, so I'm pressing here, like here. If you press more, you have like bigger bubbles. If you press very little, you have, now I'm not pressing at all actually, you have very little bubbles. So I'm pressing a little bit more. Sometimes it's creating like a skin around, and you can clean it. What I like that there are markers on the market that they are better than others. So for example, here I have a few markers. These are like the big ones. I'm gonna try like another paper with them, that they're not so intense like this one. You have to pass a few times. So for example, this one here, that I can do a bit like what I'm doing here, but when it's drying, it's not so intense like this one. That's why, and obviously has like the same size. So I have to go like a few times when it's dry to have like a very intense color like I have here on this one. Okay, for the moment with this. And this one, it's a round one, so it's creating like, but you see the intensity, again, I have to go like a few times to create the same intensity like here. That's why I fall in love with these ones. So now I want to try with the tools that I showed you before. I want to try some things. So I'm gonna try with this one, and for that I have like a plate, and I put some ivory Merfield ink color. So this is acrylic color. Have to mix it well. And I put here some color. Now I need a bit more, so I'm gonna put quite a lot. So I'm putting this through. I know I don't need too much actually, because the paper is not so big. And let's see where to start. And I'm starting here. And this is the effect. This is nice to use also on the big canvases, because you have much more space and you can play with this. You can roll it a lot around the canvas. So actually I really like the effect on this one. Now, because I still have some some color there. I'm gonna do it on this paper. Okay, like it. And you don't even have to clean it. Sometimes I just let it like that. As you see, it has a lot of colors. So let's put it aside. And what I wanted to try was like this. So I'm gonna take something that it's a bit darker. And let's see, I'm choosing a part that looks a bit like a flower or something, or I put together like something like this. I'm not using all of it. And I put it like together to have like a shape, like an interesting shape for me. Let's see, because I don't know how it looks like on the paper after that. And I'm taking some color from here. And let's see what's coming out. So you can either have something like this, like very random, and I'm gonna do a little bit more. Okay, oh, this is another paper. Or let's see, another one here. And now I'm trying to do like, put it very, you can even put some rope around to have it like fixed. And because what I want, this you have to put it into the water. What I want is to create maybe little abstract flowers. So now I take a fine brush and I just do like a stem. And obviously if you want, you can just add more like details, but for the moment I just like it like this. I don't like to, because I want to have it like abstract, and for me it's good enough like this. And also I wanted to try this one. Oof, I'm running out of papers. So let's see. Also, I never tried this. I'm really curious what is happening. I hope I have enough color here. And let's see. Oh, that's interesting. Okay, I like it. Great. Also, you don't have to dry it. I think it's better if you don't clean it. Yeah, this is also interesting. Let's see where to put this. And what else was? This. So I have another two tools, this, and I have two papers, so just exactly on what I need. So for this, I think I need to put a bit more color here. Spreading the color, and let's see, roll it. Oh, that's interesting. I love it. Again, think about if you do something like huge, like in a canvas, it's super nice. I mean, this is a little bit like this, just that it's a bit more organized and faster, let's say. Again, I wouldn't clean it. I think actually it's nice when it has some color there. Okay, and the last paper, which I want to try with this one. I think actually this is better if I put the color there, but I want to try also just like that. Okay, but also I want to put some color because now I have a background here. Maybe spread it a bit. So these are like experiments. You never have to be afraid of this, to try, because if you don't experiment, you cannot find new things. This doesn't have to look in a certain way. Actually, the point of this is to discover new things. So here you can make mistakes, you can try, you can explore, you can throw them away after that if you never discover anything, but I'm sure that you're gonna discover things. I always discover new things. So this is good to have a color below, like you see here. And when you do this, you practically take off the color that it's below. And I'm gonna do it again here. And maybe here. So if you wonder why we created all these papers and also the colors, the answer is that I noticed that when I started, I had like very little visual vocabulary. And in general, we have a little visual vocabulary. I mean, we don't know about the multitude, the infinite possibilities of making marks, textures, like shapes, use the brushes, use different materials around the house. I didn't know that because I work in another field, and obviously everything was new for me. So also because I didn't have all this vocabulary, the problem was that when I wanted to start an artwork, like a white artwork, I was like in some point like not knowing what kind of marks to do, and what kind of texture, and what kind of tool to use. So I realized in time that also when I had people for retreats and I could talk more with the people, that yes, we don't have this visual vocabulary because we never had to use it. It's like, even for example, if you want to write an essay or like a poetry, you need a little bit of practice to use like not the vocabulary that you use, the word that you use every single day. So we have like a block of vocabulary that we use for words that we use like daily, and sometimes they are not very too many, unfortunately. Especially for me, that I don't speak English, it's not my mother tongue, so I have like a limited vocabulary, like in comparison with somebody that English is the mother tongue, and so can use words that are less known maybe for somebody that is just learn the language. So it's the same with the images, with the marks. So for example, when you start to do like the mixed media, you start with the collage, and sometimes it's you see that it's a little bit like empty and that is missing something, and can be that in some point you discover some marks, obviously, and you feel a little bit like limited because you use all the time those marks. And I know, like human beings, that we want to create something new, we want to be creative, obviously, and we need like different marks, and this is the way to discover the marks. This is the way to practically play and discover something maybe new. It's very difficult when you are in the middle of an artwork to suddenly be risky, because you feel like, maybe I'm gonna destroy the artwork, I don't know what to do here, maybe I don't do anything. But if you have these papers, sometimes I keep these papers, and I have like a catalog, or like a file where I put these papers. And sometimes when I'm stuck and I want to create something, like you see in the back at this one, I have some marks there, and up and down. And these are the marks, as you see, like here, practically I created in the lower part, but with a bigger, let's say, like brush or like a marker. So it's good when you feel like stuck to go to this file that you create and look for marks there and see what it's working with the artwork that you have in that moment. And it's easier because you already have something. It's giving you a feedback, it's giving you ideas. Maybe you don't use the same thing, but maybe you take something from there like inspiration, and it's working with your artwork. So I think it's good to try this, because also, like I said, you can tear this off, and after that you can use them. For example, you can take like just this piece or just this part from here, and use it for collage paper, like into the mixed media. You can take like pieces from these papers. And also sometimes I have to say that or I don't have enough time, or I'm not in a mood to go for an entire artwork. So I prefer to do something that doesn't require from me too much, let's say, perfection, and like a process from the beginning to the end. So this I can stop anytime. I can create some colors, I can create some collage papers, which other time maybe I can use, or I just can play. So for example, here I have this paper that I use for trying my oil pastel. So I bought like the oil pastel, and I was like, okay, let's see how the color looks like on the paper. So for this now I want to use it. I could throw it away, but I'm like, always if there are like many colors, I really like that. And I'm thinking maybe I'm going to use it in some point. And now I've seen it, and I was like, actually I can cut it, I can do the outer lines, and I can cut it to look like a flower. And this is what I'm going to do now. So I'm going to put some fluid medium to protect the colors, because they are like oil pastels, so they have to be a bit protected, otherwise you cannot draw over them. And if you put this, they are like almost like a varnish, but you can paint over. So first of all, I want to just put a little bit of this kind of medium. So I'm protecting, because this is just oil, like I said before. And with this, I just protect. You see, it's transparent, and it's like a varnish almost. And the good thing is that you can paint over it. I put a little bit too much. And it's almost like a glue. When it's drying, it's like you have this sensation on the skin that is like a glue. I put way too much, and I want to dry it. Okay, I'm gonna let it dry. So now it looks like dry. I think it's more or less dry. And I'm gonna do the, I'm gonna try to do the lines with this, because it's nice to have this outer line a bit whitish. And what I want to do, because I want to cut it, it's something like very simple, like let's say like a botanical, but very, very simple. And I'm gonna do 2 of them. It's this part is not dry yet. Maybe also I'm using something else. Let's see what I can use. This is also white, and it's like pastel, but it's not so visible. So I'm gonna take another, I'm gonna try with a classical marker. Let's see if it's working. Okay, that's working better. So you have to discover all the time. Some tools are working better with some other background, some with others. So always try. It also doesn't work very well. So we have a leaf there, and I'm gonna do another one here. Maybe actually I'm gonna try with with the brush. Here I still have some color. I think it's a bit easier. And you have to wait till it's dry. And when it's dry, we can start. I'm gonna start anyway. This part, it's almost dry. We can start cutting around. I like to let this white part, that's why it's nice if you have something that's a bit thicker. Maybe I'm gonna put a bit at the end. And as you see, it doesn't have to be perfect. Don't get stuck on that, on perfection, because this is like really, the more rough it is, the nicest. So here it is, one. I think I'm gonna cut a bit around, it's easier to cut after. Actually, if you think about also, this can be nice like this. Is like, looks like a tree, but I'm gonna cut it because I want something more precise, like really like a botanical plant. And here is the other one. So this is what you can do also with the paper, that maybe like this one, that is like a mix of different, this is still wet, a mix of different colors. So after that you can do like a rough plant, can be a leaf or something else, and after that this you implement it, you can embed it in your artworks. Sometimes I keep these pieces because, for example, if I have an artwork and I have like this two plants and I need some correspondence on the other side of the painting, maybe I'm using like a piece here, a piece here, so you see it's like a balance. So this is the last thing. So this was the last thing, and I hope you learned something new and you enjoyed the class. And I'm gonna post when we have the next class. And if you have any suggestions, something that you want to go a bit more deeper, you can write in the group. You can write suggestions, see what you want to explore, and I'm gonna prepare it for next time. Also, if you have any question about this class, also you can write below the video, or you can send me a message, like a private one if you want, and I'm happy to help. Thank you so much. Enjoy the Sunday, and see you next time. Bye bye.